welcome to Love, Marriage, and Family Life Service for the month of June. For the sake of those who probably are joining us online or physically for the first time, what we do in this service is primarily discuss issues that has to do with family life, love affair, things that has to do with um, a marital relationship, either for the married or for the single. And the reason why this is necessary is that marriage, marriages are breaking down by the day in our society, and there is need for people to know what to do and how to handle their homes. And then some people who are not married get into a relationship, and before you know what it is, they develop a cold feet, and then you hear ladies say things like, "Men are scam, men are bitch," and then you hear guys say, "Oh, to get a good wife now." And as a pastor, on counseling tables, sometimes I'm listening to issues, and I can see that some of the things that make people to break their homes and all of that are issues that just require little wisdom, and things would have been better. And so that's why we have specifically created this particular service, which is meant to be a non-denominational service to attend to such issues. And in case you know friends, family members that probably will need a service like this, you can encourage them to join us every first Sunday of the month. All right, so this month's edition will be focusing on attitudes in relationship, attitudes in marital relationship. And attitude has a lot to do with either a marital relationship will be stable, productive, or not. And if a person in a marital relationship will pay attention, either male or female, if you pay attention to our attitude in our marriage or in marital relationship, we will do ourselves a lot of good. Many times it's not about what other people do to you as much as the attitude with which you handle to us in our marital relationship. It will help us a great deal. So that's what we want to focus our attention on. I'd like you to join me in the book of Proverbs chapter 23. Proverbs chapter 23. Are you there? Proverbs chapter 23. If I'm Proverbs chapter 23, I like to read verse 7. Proverbs 23, and I'll read verse 7. Amen. Proverbs 23, verse 7 says, "For as he thinketh in his heart." If I maybe we should start from verse 6, you can get the logic. Eat thou not the bread of him that had an evil eye. An evil eye means he has a stingy pattern. Eat not the bread of him that had an evil eye, neither desire his dainty, that is special delicacy. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, says he to thee, but his heart. Now let me help paint the scenario that is there. What he's saying is that when you go to the house of somebody who is stingy, the person will not tell you not to eat, but there is an attitude with which he will tell you, "Come and eat." That you should get the message that what he's saying to you is that don't come and eat. Are you following me at all now? And some people really don't understand signals. And so even when you tell them, "Bros, come and eat," they don't mind. They'll carry the spoon and come. And when they are eating the food, because you really didn't want to give them, but you just want to do the courteous thing. That's why use that word, come and eat. Oh. But you have done it in a way that with an attitude that they should get the signal, but they didn't get it. So there's a lot of lesson here, and that's the fact that attitude is more than what a person is saying. So you can use your attitude to communicate without you saying anything. And yet, inside the communication of your attitude, there's a lot of coded message. And we need to pay attention to this issue of attitude because many times people communicate messages that destroy their marital life and they don't know why. Are you following me at all? I remember ever counseling a sister. She couldn't understand why the guy would just walk away on her. So she thought initially probably it was a jazz or something like that. So I decided to ask some questions. And I found out that from the questions, from the answers that she gave me, she had actually given the guy attitude that made the guy say, this is not a wife material. And the guy ran. So sometimes you are showing attitude that somebody, especially those who are trained to know how to read the attitude, they are getting messages from it. And once they get enough information from that is not helpful, they disappear. So there are attitudes that are destructive. They are not supportive to any serious marital relationship. And then the person who is displaying the attitude may not even know, because some of the attitude that we have in our lives, we really don't know. We picked some of those attitudes up by virtue of the way we were raised, the environment we grew up, the temperament of the persons who raised us, and all of that. So, and we don't know. So we just begin to express them. So the question is, what is attitude? Attitude is your set way of thinking and feeling, which is expressed by what you do. Are you following me at all? It's your set way of thinking. Sometimes they call it your perception or your dominion or your disposition to things. So it's your set way. By the time I begin to explain it more, you will get it in more practical terms. But attitude has to do with the way you are thinking and feeling about a thing, about a person, that now will be expressed by the way you act. So when I come around you and I look at the way you are acting, I can get a feeling of your attitude. Your attitude can be dismissive. Your attitude can be insulting. Your attitude can be welcoming, warm. Your attitude can be sluggish. So the issue is concerning every matter around our lives, concerning every major aspect of life, we all have attitude. You have attitude towards your friend. You have attitude towards money. You have attitude towards everything. And that attitude will show by the time you start acting. Because there is a connection. Psychologists have found out that there is a connection between the way you are thinking or what you are thinking and how you are thinking, how you are feeling, and the way you behave. So when I see you act, if you have not mastered yourself, mastered your emotions, when I see you act, including the way you will do your face, when I see you act, I can guess what is going on in your mind. Are you following me at all now? I remember those days, I think it does still happen now. Those days when people get to the embassy and then they tell those guys at the embassy lies. And then the guy now denies them visa. They'll come and say, I don't know. It looks as if they have lie detector in that embassy. How do they know what I was saying was a lie? They are trained. There is a psychological training that you can have that if somebody is telling lies, you will know. All you just need to do is keep asking questions for a period of time. You can destabilize a person that if you come to somebody who is well trained and you have made up your mind that you are going to tell her, except you are also a very trained liar, born from hell. You know, there are some people, they are trained liar. They will be lying with both face. But if not, when you begin to express yourself, a trained psychologist will know that you are lying. Because it has been found out that there is a pathway connection between your thoughts, your feelings, and what you are saying or what you are doing, the actions. So they will be reading your facial expression. They'll be reading the way your eyebrow goes, the way your hand goes, and all of that. They'll be reading it. Why? Because when you are saying something that is not true, your mind and your emotions are disconnected. So it will show. That's why some people, they will start shaking. They'll fidget and all of that. Some people will not shake obviously, but their eyebrow and all of that will shake. Some will be sweating. You will know that they're in parody. Are you following me at all? So, having said that, there are many attitudes that we show in relationship that are not going to help the marital relationship. Because when you are married to somebody, or you are in a relationship that is expected to lead to marriage with somebody, there's a way you must work on your attitude, that your attitude must support that marriage. And there is a way you can behave that your attitude will not support that marriage. And so those are the things we want to look at. I want to see if I can look at about 10 of them, and then I'll allow questions. Number one is your attitude towards the presence of the person, the physical presence of the person. Do you know that there is a way you think and you feel when you see the person you are dating or you are married to? And most often than not, the way you think and feel is connected to sometimes what they have done to you, or what their friends have done to you. Sometimes it's as a result of what they have or what they don't have. Are you following me at all? When you are dating somebody that is rich, there's a way you are thinking, especially as a lady. If the guy is rich or the guy is having a great position and all of that. Why? Because naturally women are wired to celebrate what looks up. So if the man comes and comes with his car and all that, she's smiling, she's welcoming and all of that, because there's something going on upstairs. Are you following me at all now? Now, if the guy is poor, there's something that will also be going on upstairs. Especially when our friends are there. Okay, you have a friend, you have 2 or 3 friends, their husbands have cars, nice car, they have good job, and then you are married to a man that lost his job since 4 months ago or maybe 2 years ago, has not gotten another job, and is trekking. And you and 3 of your friends are meeting together, and your husband is now coming. What do you think will happen to that woman? The way she will behave will appear dismissive, as if the man should just not stay. So it will take a woman who has been able to train herself to know that your worth as a person is not a function of what you have or you don't have. Am I making sense to that? If not, the attitude to the presence of the man will become challenging. And so many women have displayed attitude towards the presence of their husband when the husband have nothing. Or maybe a guy comes into your life and that the guy didn't have as much as you would have expected or did about, but you just want to marry because, okay, you just have to marry. And so you are planning and all of that. But inside you are not very, very happy. So every time the guy appears, there is an expression. Are you following me at all? Now, some other people, their attitude is not that they don't like the guy, but it's just that they have not learned to be expressive. And let me talk to women, ladies that have not learned to be expressive. You see, most often than not, men like a woman to be expressive, to be, to show that you value them. But the man is coming every time. Kunle, welcome. Every time. I can assure you, after some time, the guy will be thinking twice. And the worst part of it is that there are many other ladies outside who know how to be expressive. Can I talk to you a little bit? You see, most times men are accused of cheating, and this is no way to play light on adultery or people cheating. Many times, married women display attitude towards the presence of their husband that does not encourage the intimacy. Because they are used to, they are used to the man. So just come, Daddy Tola, welcome. They continue. Meanwhile, there are young ladies or other women outside who are, how are you? So the guy may be composed, may not be moving, but he's enjoying it. There's a vibe. I give this example regularly. Have you noticed that no matter how many wives a man has, most often than not, especially those allergies, those last wives, it's like they know how to use the key. Aside from jazz, many times it's not jazz. Many times it's that they know how to treat the man. Are you following me at all now? I'll give you an example. I won't mention him. There is an industrialist on this road, has a big cooler company. I didn't mention him. The man is about 80-something years old. Are you following me at all now? They do cooler, they do plastic on this Ikeja road. And the man should be maybe 84 or thereabout. His wife is less than 50. So he can give birth to his life's wife. But guess what? That's the powerhouse. Why is she the powerhouse? When you see them together, the way the woman will just be carrying the agbada of the man, using this thing to touch the face and all of that, she's just dotting around the man. So the man is enjoying it. Are we together? There is a measure of attitude you show to a man, to show towards his presence, that will make you to shake him continually. And there is a measure of attitude you will show towards the presence of a man, and the man will just feel like this woman doesn't value me. This woman doesn't value me. Hello? Same thing goes for men. Some men are so careless. You say you are in a relationship that is marital. You know, women like attention. And then the lady comes, you are busy with your computer. Or as a husband, you get home. You are now busy. Even my wife said, when, because sometimes I make that mistakes. I come home and then I'm doing something and then she's talking to me and say, oh, yes. And then she's talking. After some time, she'll just stop. I say, what happened? Yes, continue. She, I should continue what? What did I say last time? And then she will get angry. So I will have to apologize, abandon everything. The reason is that everybody likes their presence to be valued. And there is an attitude you show towards the presence of your spouse, your partner, that gives them an impression that you do not value them. So what does that do? It weakens that relationship. Are you following me at all now? And most often than not, the reason why people demonstrate bad attitude towards the presence of their spouse is that they are not thinking that when you are in the presence of somebody, it is work on its own. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you are going to see the King of England, before it was Queen of England, if you are going to see the King of England, you are going to be schooled, you are going to be taught for some time. There are protocols of managing the presence of the King of England. For example, you are told that you do not stretch out your hand to the King or the Queen of England if he or she, if the king has not stretched out his hand to you, you are not permitted. Once you enter that palace, you follow certain, but you are schooled. So you find out that all the time you are in the presence of the King of England, your mind is working. Hello? We can do, most people do see finish inside marital relationship. See finish. You know see finish? Maybe I don't marry you. We don't marry for 10 years. Waiting else. What else? I challenge you to go and look at people who are married for 40 years, because I do that study regularly. Go and check people who are married for 40 years, 45, 50 years. You know what I found out with them consistently? Those people are fond of themselves. You will be seeing them putting food in their mouth, doing they value each other's presence like anything. That's the reason why the thing is lasting. Does that mean they don't offend themselves? They offend themselves, but they have also found a way not to allow that to affect the way they treat each other's presence. So if you are going to enjoy a solid marriage, a solid home, you must learn how to demonstrate the right attitude towards the presence of your spouse. Once your husband is around, once your wife is around, their presence must be valued. Let me give you a secret with us men. For those of you, free of charge, I won't make you pay. You know, men like to be treated with royalty. Men like to be treated as kings. So there's a lot of respect that when you bring it into your treatment of the presence of a man, you will be shaking his head. On the other side, women just love care. They want to show them a lot of care, that you are showing that you are concerned. Because for women, it is those care that you pay attention to details about them. It is what makes them feel valued. You may not look at the shirt of a man, he doesn't feel about that. But if you give me a lot of respect. But a woman has done her hair. She comes and you didn't say, this hair is nice. Soup. I remember my wife just went to do her hair. She made her hair nice and all of that. And then she came to my office. And I was so engrossed on my work. And then she just walked past. You know the way you women do now? She walked past the first time and then just distracted me so that I can see her. So I greeted her, baby, how are you doing? I continue. Then after some time, she came back again, picked something on my table, and then went back again. After that, they came back again. Then after some said, you didn't even comment about my hair. So I've committed an abominable offense. So I had to apologize. Now, it's not that she's petty, but that's the way women are wired. So if a man now demonstrates an attitude that I don't care, it doesn't matter, you are going to be weakening the strength of that relationship. It was said of Margaret Thatcher, very powerful Prime Minister of England, that she will not go out without her husband making comments on what she's wearing. If the husband now makes a comment, this thing is not very nice. Prime Minister, equivalent of our own president, in fact, stronger than our own president, she will go back inside to change no matter how long. That's how powerful paying attention to a woman is for a woman, by the attitude of the man. But for us men, it's the respect we like. I'll give you an example. One of the things that my wife did some time ago for me. For the first time, one day my wife just went to the market. I think that was just about 2 years into our marriage or so. I can't really remember. I don't know where she got that from and all that. And bought a set of cutleries and plates. And she announced to everybody in the house, this one is for my husband and nobody must touch it. In fact, up till now, since that time, up till now, we are 21 years now. From 21 years ago, up till now, if you come near my spoon, my fork, my cup, my plate, my wife can fight you. And guess what? Even though I don't care about things and all of that, but that one, it is sweet to me. When she comes and say, this is for my husband, the thing is sweet to me. Man. Are you following that one now? Because that's who we are. When a woman treats a man like a king, the man can do anything. So it's the attitude issue many times. Attitude to the presence of the man. Number 2. Your attitude to your own personal life and progress. Your attitude to your own personal life. You know, we are looking at the attitudes, how attitude affects marital relationship, your attitude to your own personal life, and your own personal progress. Now, both men and women do not like a partner who is not wishing to move forward in life. There are people who they are thinking, they don't think about progress. They are just there. I have found out that many times when a woman is fighting a man, most often than not, is over money. Are you following me at all now? Over money or effort of the man. Now, a woman doesn't mind to suffer with you as a man. Are we together? A woman doesn't mind to suffer with you, go through pain, go through stress with you as a man. But what a woman cannot stand is a man that is lazy. When a man is not trying to work, he's not trying to make effort, he's not showing that he can do something, the woman can endure for some time. After a while, that woman gets angry. Am I correct? And then it becomes a reaction. The woman just starts showing attitude. Now, the woman starts reacting. Now, the reaction of that woman is a function of the bad attitude of that man. If a person doesn't have good attitude, if you are going to strengthen relationship, your marital relationship, you must have good attitude towards your own progress. And the good attitude I'm talking about is that you must have an attitude that demonstrates that you want to make progress. You want your life to move forward. You can imagine a man wakes up at 12 p.m. A man is still at home, just loitering around at 12 p.m. First day, second day, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's the pattern. And then when it's now 12 p.m. or 1, he now goes to see some of his friends. They go to drink or go and kind or whatever it is. And then he comes back home, strolling. After a while, the woman will be angry. After a while, the woman will be comparing him to other people. So there will be reaction. Oh, do we blame the woman? No. For every reaction, there is a counter. For every action, there's a counter reaction. It is the attitude of the man that is creating the problem. Are you following me at all now? So when a man is not thinking, I need to move forward. Let me tell you this. Either for a man or a woman, your moving forward is a corporate blessing. If you move forward, it affects everybody. It is in the interest of everybody in the family. So if you are not now doing things or showing signs that you want to move forward, you are technically going to be affecting everybody at home. Everybody is going to be feeling the impact. Everybody is going to be feeling sad. So attitude that does not demonstrate that you value personal progress will begin to diminish the quality of relationship. And interestingly, some women also do it. Let me warn you, young ladies. If a man tells you, you see, I love you so much, I don't want you to work, I want to be full-time housewife, he's lying. You can take my word to the bank, he's lying. And you say, why? Most men who say that, what they want is control. And they believe that when you walk, you will have wings. So they want to clip the wing. So they tell you, don't worry, I'll be paying you the salary. How much do they want to pay you? I'll be paying you. It's a lie. They want to either control you or they are afraid that somebody can steal you away. Oh my God. Especially when a woman is fine and the man is insecure. His mind will be doing giddy. So he will say, I don't want you to work. I don't want you to work. Just stay at home. Just be taking care of my children. Yeah. You better don't listen. Because that same man, after a while, will get tired of the weights. That you want to buy your pants, your own pants. On this, you are having to ask him for money. You want to buy matches in the house, you are asking him for the money. The children want to go to school. Ordinary notebook they want to buy, you have to say, wait for your daddy. After a while, that man will be angry. But because it's the one that told you not to walk, he may not talk too much. But internally, so the home will be, so the marriage will be having problem. So what's the bottom line of what I'm saying? Have a positive attitude towards your own personal progress. Did you hear what I'm saying? Have what? Positive attitude. That is to say, you must think and feel like moving forward. Feel and think and go. I want to do greater things. May I not deceive you. When men see women that are entrepreneurial, women that are making progress, women that are pushing, usually their eye, they do them like this, so they do them pluck, they follow. So if you also have an attitude that shows you want to make progress, your value will be better. Are we still together? Number 3. Attitude towards the career of your spouse. Either his career or his business. Now, many times, the way you think and feel, which you now express out about what concerns the career of your spouse, can affect that relationship. You have a husband who works, and for a whole month, he goes out, comes back home, goes out, comes back home. You never ask him what went on at work. You never ask him about his work, about his boss, about his job, and vice versa. You have a woman, either she's selling things or thereabouts. You don't ask. Because see, when we work, either we have our own business or we work with a company, we have challenges we face on those jobs. And have you noticed that when you are facing something at work or in your place, or your business, there is something inside of you that wants to discuss it with somebody, even if they are not going to give you a solution. You just want somebody to talk about the thing with, so that the thing gets out of your heart. Let's say, for example, you are selling things, and then somebody came to your shop in that particular afternoon, then wanted to steal your money. Then finally people help you to catch the person, and then you got your money back, and so many people came around and all of that, and you are able to get your good and you are able to move forward. You will find out that somewhere in your mind you want to get home and discuss with somebody. You now came home, and the person you married to is not ready to hear anything about you. Just, do you know, Tips came to my house and said, is that what I want to hear? I better give me my food. Already there is anger that will be boiling. And where that anger is coming from is nothing more than the fact that you couldn't talk. The same thing for a man. A man comes back from work. Sometimes, it may not be all the time, women will want to talk more than men, but sometimes a man wants to talk about his challenges. Sometimes, so you might even have to make the man to talk by pestering him, pushing some pressure, because some men, they want to talk, but they are wondering if you will understand. Are you following me and so on? A man has the tendency to want to bottle up things so that he can feel like a man. Worst of all, in Yoruba land, they will say, Ako igi ki shoje. That means strong man don't show signs of weakness. So the man is going through some stress. He's just boom facing it. So a wise woman will notice that something has gone on with this one. Because see, when a man is going through stress, his approach will go down. The first thing that will first go down is romantic life will just go down. All this one that will come home and say, baby, I won't be there again. He just comes home flat. Next thing he wants to do is to sleep. Or probably just stay on the chair, just be alone. He's thinking. Because until he finds solutions to the problem, he's not going to be very happy, even when he's not talking. So a wise woman will come there, pamper him. Are you okay? Is anything going with you? And okay, what happened at work? And you may need to do that for about 45 minutes before the man will now open and say, oh, don't mind this, my boss. It's just, the man is just pissing me off. Hey, what did you do? No, we will pray about that kind of person. And then the man will now, by the time he will talk, it will be livened. It will be light. But you see, if you are not considering his work, you didn't have any interest. All you just do is bring money and all of that. After a while, the strength of your union begins to go down. So your attitude towards your spouse, career, or business can affect the strength of the relationship. Number, what are we? Number 4. Your attitude to extended family. Extended family. That is the family of your spouse. And this is a very serious matter. Now, if you have a husband who does not have good relationship with his family member, you may not have too much problem if you do not value the family members. Please, I like you to, especially ladies, hear me here and hear me good. Because a man can still wangle his way around it. A woman is more difficult. Why did I say so? The family of a woman don't feel entitled in the house of the woman. But the family of the man feel entitled. You don't get what I'm saying? If your husband misbehaves to your mother as a woman, the worst that your mother will say is that, I will not go to the house again. No, I don't want trouble. But if a woman misbehaves to the mother of her husband, God bless you that the woman is a troublesome woman. Then you will know Oyoyo. Because she wants to tell you that he is my son. Then God now help you. Your husband now have some very troublesome sisters. They will show you that he is our brother. Are you following what's saying? Okay. So, but if your husband doesn't have very good relationship with families, you can do well without, because he doesn't care. After all, he doesn't feel, the thing doesn't do it. Maybe the family has not done much. Maybe the mother, the father didn't contribute anything to his life, and he doesn't take them seriously. May not be an issue. But if the mother paid price, and I tell women, please, ladies especially, don't wish that, this generation of ladies, Gen Zs, their utmost prayer is that they will not meet mother-in-law. Okay, it's a club. They don't pray they meet mother-in-laws at home. And many of the time it's because of what they have heard and what probably they have seen about mother-in-laws. But let me play the devil's advocate for the mother-in-laws. Many times it's not necessarily that most of the mother-in-laws are bad. Most often than not, some women don't pay attention to the relationship between their husband and their mother, and the mother of the husband. If a man has a mother who suffered so much on him to take care of him, sent him to school, paid, did paid every sacrifice, the boy now became something. You now met the boy, you now married the boy. You now don't want the boy to be close to the mother or do something for the mother. You are a wish. Are you following me at all? You are a wish. Because if you are not wish, you will not say that somebody has planted, he should not reap. Are you still with me at all? Because if she actually had done that much, and the labor may be as much as 20 years, 30 years of labor, add input. Maybe the man might even be a sickly boy when he was young. Maybe he was failing or having some challenges when he was young, and the mother will be there giving the support and all that. It is just natural that guy will grow up loving that mother. It is not a love of pettiness, it's appreciation. Just as a woman, you will not wish to support a man and then the man succeeds and ignores you. That's the same way. You shouldn't wish that a mother should support a child, do everything, and then the child grows up and then wants to abandon the mother. So the attitude that you demonstrate towards the mother or the family members of your spouse can create tension or friction. Many ladies have actually lost opportunities because they misbehave to their sister or mother-in-law. Well, not in law. Intending will be mother-in-law. And then the mother will say, Kunle, you never see wife. A lady was telling me the other day, said, the guy proposed to you, you started relationship, you are looking towards getting married. The guy now took her home. She saw, and some mother-in-laws are also very good at creating problems. She saw that woman going into kitchen, coming back. She sat down there, was watching television. They came to serve her. She took it. Still left the thing for the mother to come and pack. So the mother-in-law, right from that day, started giving her attitude. And then she now was telling me, and she does not know. I said, and so what did you do there? So she told me the story. Then I said, you too, when you saw the woman, say, that's my first time of going there now. I cannot come and be wife. After all, we are not married. That's why you will not marry. Yeah, that's why you are not married. Because if you have enough common sense, you will know that when you see an elderly person, either you are married or you are not married, you must show some measure of assistance. So the guy now sees that his own mother that he loves, you are not showing any element. Don't go since. Are you following me at all now? So many times, attitude of people towards family members. So the bottom line of this is this: check the person you are marrying to, the person you want to marry. What is the relationship between that person and the family? And don't try to destroy the relationship. Just check what is the relationship. Some families are so knitted. They are so united because of the way they are raised. Father, mother, son, daughters, everybody in the family, they may be 6, they may be 7, they may be 8, but they are so united. So they help one another. It is not your own duty to come and cut the cord and say, I cannot marry a mommy's boy. Lie. I don't know what is wrong with him. He's just so close to his sibling. Me, I don't want an in-law problem. No, it's not fair. Because you are supposed to come into the family and be an addition, not a minus. So when the guy sees that, this one is a minus. And the same thing goes for guys too. You want to marry a lady, and then you find out that this lady is used to to her family, to her mother. You know, there had been always this challenge of some men will say, hey, I don't know why she's so close to her mother, so close to her father. The truth is that if the mother had paid price on her, that's the first point of trust that she will have. Are you following me, Antoine? That's the first point of trust that you have. And don't try to struggle to contest for the position. You just come in, love the mother from your own hand. Do your best. And before you know what it is, water will find its level. So attitude towards extended family. I like this one. Attitude towards money. Owo, ego, kudi. Money, naira, dollar. Most often than not, in marital relationship, money, attitude to money. Some people, the way they see money is like money is everything. Money. You see, their eyes will just, some women, on this issue of money, their eyes will just, and because of that, it becomes tension. And the same thing with some men. Money. If the woman asks money, they want to collect. When they have their own money, they want to spend. Their hand like this is alcagon. I remember a brother that I had to settle issues with. She will give some 4 or 5 years. She will give the wife 10,000 naira for feeding for a whole month. 10,000 naira for a whole month. And he wants to come home and eat good food. And he will not even say it. Meanwhile, when he has, he has some other little way of making money. But he will not just say, I give you that 10,000 naira, that's enough. Would you? In fact, got to a point that he said his wife, he does not trust his wife sometimes to go to the market. When he wants to buy some things, he wants to eat certain things. He will not say he does not trust his wife. So he will go to the market and buy everything, including oil, and bring home. Are you following me, Antonio? His problem is money. Money. His attitude towards money is bad. And you see, in a marital relationship, when your attitude towards money is not good, there will be frictions. You know, we're just looking at attitudes in relationship that creates problem. No matter how rich a woman is, sometimes women still like to be giving money. See, no? All the time. Are we together? My wife is a medical doctor, a senior doctor, for example, for that matter. She's a consultant. But sometimes she reminds me and say, Oga, you never give me money. So I will have to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. As I forgot. Now, the issue is the fact that a man must know how to relate with money in such a way that it will not cause tension in the marital relationship. Now, on the other side, some women now overlike money. For them, everything is money. In fact, some are so bad to the extent that if there is no money, there's no sex. Money. So they behave like prostitutes. The husband say, I want to have sex with you. That money I asked for the other time. No money, no show. I hope there are no women like that in this house. Hello. Okay. Attitude towards communication. You know, we just examine those attitudes. You know, if we take care of some of these things that we're talking about, you will find out that your marital relationship will be interesting. God wants you to enjoy your marital relationship. Either you are married or you are just in a relationship towards marriage. It is meant to be enjoyed. God wants you to enjoy it. Are you following me at all now? And it is little foxes that spoil the vine. When you don't take care of those little things. And those little things are supported by your attitude towards them. And we have said that your attitude is your set way of thinking, feeling, which you now express through your actions. So, when it comes to communication, the truth is that the life wire, the blood that flows in the vein of relationship must be communication. You must be able to talk and talk and talk and talk. If you see any marriage that is strong, I can bet you, go and check. At the base of it is constant communication. They talk. When you see a man and a woman that is not constantly talking, I can guarantee that relationship will break down. They can be patching it in front of people. That relationship is not going to be sweet. Because there's something about the marriage dynamics that require that interaction. Hey, my wife does not like to talk. You talk to him, to her. My husband does not like to talk. Talk to him. Are you following me, Antonio? Pressure him a little. Only that he too must learn out that you need to talk. Because see, some people have this erroneous thinking that they are being bothered when they are talking. Many times, people who don't talk, Probably they grew up in a setting that when they were growing up, they were shut down many times. So they became withdrawn. Are you following me, Antonio? Some, they just have the natural personality that, the fact that somebody doesn't speak all the time does not mean the person does not like conversation. I've seen many quiet people that when they are in conversation with people they like, you will be shocked that they are the same people. They can talk. Everybody has a key to his or her soul that will bring them out to talk. Let me tell you, the key to the soul of a person for communication is find something that is interesting to them. Even a man that is dumb, when you find something that interests a dumb man, even though he can't speak, you will find him want to really express. Because there is always a subject that is of interest to each one of us. So one of the strengths of ensuring that you communicate well with your spouse or the person that you are in relationship with is to find a subject that interests them. The problem most of the time with people with wrong attitude when it comes to communication in marriage is that we are selfish. You want to talk about what is interesting to you. You don't want to consider what is interesting to the other party. Meanwhile, what is interesting to you may not be interesting to that person. So there's a need for a measure of selflessness that once a while, get out of what is interesting to you, identify what is interesting to your spouse, and discuss in that light. And then you find them come out. Now, when you do that for a while, after a while, they will enjoy talking to you. Some people, the reason why their communication is bad is that they are not looking at the intellectual level of their spouse. Let me give you this. If your wife or your husband is increasing in knowledge or in exposure, the person is knowing a lot. Probably the person has gone to school more than you, or the person is now going out more than you, seeing things, seeing people, big people and all of that, and you have remained Yasilifa. He married you 10 years ago. You remain at the same knowledge level of 10 years ago. After a while, the man will tell himself that you cannot think at his level. So whenever he sees you as an inferior element. Are you following me at all now? Because some women have that problem. They just don't know why can't their husband talk to them? Why are they not? Oh, what happened is that when he married you, he married you because he likes your physique. He likes the way you look. Men are moved by sight. He likes the way you look. You look peperio, and all of that. And the guy just wants a cool babe, oh babe, yeah, and he just married you. Fine. But the moment you enter that relationship, you need to start looking at his level or our level of intelligence and match up. If you don't match up, somewhere subconscious, he wants to treat you like an inferior person. Not because he's a wicked person or a bad person, but that's the way human beings behave. Because a woman too will behave like that. Just imagine as a woman, you marry your husband, when you get married, it was a school start. In fact, I found this to be a major cause of marital problem for some people. In fact, now, if you come to me and say, you are a graduate, you want to marry somebody that's not a graduate, I will ask you plenty questions before I will mark it, because I've done it before my finger had been burnt. There was this sister that came to me, wants to marry this guy, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, it doesn't matter. I didn't know the weight of it at that time. So it doesn't matter. So the guy also was coasting along. After they got married, the guy put a lot of stumbling block. This was a lady who, when she was sharing with me her vision was to do masters, do PhD, become a lecturer, travel abroad, come back and all of that. This guy turned her to market woman. Yeah. Because every little say, is it because you went to school and not go to school? Is it because you go to school and not go to school? Everything. That's it. So his mental frequency could not come up. So he had to bring her down to the same level. Otherwise, they can't have meaningful conversation. Are you following me at all now? So you marry a man or you marry a woman who has mental prowess that is above you. It is time to go and work on yourself and stop complaining. You've got to match up. Because if you don't match up, you will not be able to communicate at the same level. Otherwise, you will come down. You have to come down. Are you following me at all? Oh, sorry. The person has to come down to your level. And it's not everybody that is patient enough to come down to your level. Some women or some men are not patient enough. If their mental state is above you, they get irritated by the way you... Because see, there's something about the way we think about issues. The more intelligent you are, the faster you are likely to process issues, and the higher the quality of your thought about issues. Now, if you are not upgrading your level of intelligence through education, through exposure, the way you will be thinking about things will be small. So when you communicate, there will be conflicts. Because the thing will not be, why do you think like that? Say, hey, you are saying my head is not correct. And truly, it's actually saying your head is not correct because you're not thinking properly. Are we still together? So the attitude towards communication, is very important. Number, what are we? Attitude towards challenges. Challenges cannot but come. We will all face challenges at one point or the other. Challenges. Maybe you lost your job, you lost some money, health challenges, and all of that. Now, let me say this to you. Your partner needs you the most when they are facing challenges. Did you hear what I've said? Your partner, either your husband or the guy you are dating or the lady that you are courting, needs you the most when they are facing challenges. And I found out that most often than not, except the person is an ingrate, anybody who stands by a person during their trying moments, they occupy a higher space in their life. Because somehow there is a sense of indebtedness when you find somebody who stands by you during your tough time. When life is tough on you, when challenges come your way, and then the person is saying, don't worry, we will go through this together, we will win together. Now, some people have a very dismissive attitude, such that as soon as you face challenge, they just bend Johnson. When you used to have money, they will be there. But the moment you don't have money the way you used to have, when you had your job and everything was fine, everybody's laughing. The moment you lose your job, are you following me at all now? And let me encourage that you must be intentional in building your capacity to be someone who can stand by your spouse in challenges. My wife made a statement to me some time ago. She said, do you know one of the reasons why I decided for you? I said, why? And she told me an interesting story when we were courting. When we were courting, we were going somewhere together. And suddenly, I think something stung her in her leg. So I went to help her check. We couldn't find what it was. But the thing was very painful. So she had to start limping. She was limping. And then the thing was taking longer than expected. And while we were doing that, a thought came to my mind. That what if this leg is amputated? You will now marry somebody with one leg. The thought came to my mind. And I didn't know when I spoke out loud that even if she has no leg, I've made up my mind. I'll say marry her. Just, and then we'll and it wasn't, it wasn't as if I was acting. Just came out. I was struggling with the thought in my mind, and my style is that when I'm struggling with something in my mind, I like to speak the word of faith. And then Even me, I'd forgotten it. It wasn't something I took serious. Then she said to me later, she said, that was one of the reasons why I decided for it. Because I saw a man who will not leave me when it's tough. Are you following me at all? Your attitude towards challenges, when your husband has challenge, when your wife has challenges, are you going to be able to stand? Are you going to be able to stay there? Because it will determine if that relationship will be strengthened or not. Some people, once there's challenge, wrong. Attitude towards mistakes and failure. Your attitude towards mistakes and failure. I think I should stop on that and I'll take some questions. Let me reserve the others till another time. I have about 11 here. Number, what are we? Okay, so let's stop at 8. Let me take back the remaining 4. You know, either you like it or not, in your journey of life, you will make mistakes. Hello? You will do what? I don't care who you are. I don't care how many heads you have. You will make mistakes in life. Some of the mistakes you will make may not be intentional. Some of the mistakes you make will be intentional. And the attitude of whoever is in relationship with you, marital relationship with you, towards your mistakes and failure will say a lot to you. And the same with you. Your attitude towards the mistake and the failure of your partner is saying a lot to them. Can your partner make mistake and you are able to forgive them? And the mistake can be anything. I mean anything. Say, Pastor, I can take all mistake. I cannot take mistake of, you know that thing I wanted to say. What did I want to say? Fill in the gap. Hello. But can I be honest with you? There is no mistake that cannot be forgiven. And when you see people with very large hearts who can feel pain and still let it go, their worth before their spouse goes up. The strength of that relationship becomes better. I've seen women who had that their husband had baby outside, and they went there to go and take the baby. Say, what kind of nonsense is that? Yeah. Let me make it a little harder for you. I've seen men who had their wives had extramarital affair. They felt hot, but they called the woman, sat down. Why? They resolved it, and that was the end. They continued their marriage. You see, it will amaze you that marriage has power to shape the life of those who are in it. Because it's meant to be commitment. Because the moment you make a decision to marry someone, you are coming into a life commitment. You are committing yourself. And it shows the character. If you have the capacity to stay committed to what you are convinced that you have given your commitment to, it strengthens the bond. And in case there are children in that marriage, you set a good prototype and example for them. I leave you with that thought. What's that attitude of yours? Thank you, sir. What's that attitude of yours that is not helping your marital relationship. You may need to sit back with yourself and review those attitudes. And I gave you 3 components of attitude. I said what you are thinking, your set way of thinking about something, and the way you feel about something, that now determines your action, or which you demonstrate in action. So if you sit back, you will find in different aspects that you have been showing attitude, especially the negative attitude, you can reverse them. How you can reverse them is to check the thoughts that you are having about that thing, and examine it again and again, and adjust that thinking. And what you will find is that the way you feel will also adjust, and then it will affect the way you will behave. So the bad attitude that you have towards the presence of your partner, towards their mistakes, towards their family members and all of that, will suddenly begin to adjust. And then the quality of that relationship will be enhanced. Lord bless you.